remember what it was like when you were a kid, waking up on Christmas, hoping for a certain gift? Maybe it was a Dr. Barbie or a new bike. But then you ran to the tree and got socks that were itchy, a knockoff Barbie whose arms fell off, and shoes that didn't quite fit. Americans know what they need for Christmas as they worry about how they're going to make Christmas affordable. How are they going to make it work? Their costs are skyrocketing. From the tariffs, increasing costs for toys, to grocery bills that are going up and up, and to those utility bills. It's hard to keep those Christmas lights on, given the rising costs of utilities. But nothing in the bills that we are considering today makes Americans' life more affordable or merry. Americans want us to extend the tax credits so their health care premiums don't go from $250 to $2,600 a month like they will for my constituents' family of 5. How is a parent supposed to buy Christmas gifts for their kids when they now need to spend an extra $2,000 a month for health insurance? Instead of lowering costs, what kinds of lumps of coal is Congress working on this week? We have a bill that rigs the energy system to make it more difficult to use clean energy. Wind and solar are the cheapest forms of new electricity. The studies prove it over and over, and they're good for the planet. But Republicans are defining energy to exclude renewables. If it saves you money and is good for the air you breathe, why wouldn't Congress want us to use more renewable energy? Instead of making your life better, Republicans are standing with their dirty fossil fuel campaign donors and big corporations that threaten our clean water. The only thing that we are doing of significance today is the National Defense Authorization Act. Indeed, the 3% pay raise for service members and reimbursements to travel to see a doctor for rural bases is really important for our service members and families. The NDA's requirement that the Pentagon turn over footage of the boat strikes in the Caribbean is essential to accountability. But I would argue it's not enough. Congress must pass a war powers resolution to prevent a needless and reckless war with Venezuela and any other country Trump decides to attack on a whim. Trump says he is going to war with drug traffickers. This is hypocrisy of the highest degree. While Secretary Hegseth was busy blowing up boats of suspected drug dealers, Trump was pardoning former Honduran President Hernández. Hernández was tried, convicted, and sentenced for bringing in 400 tons of drugs to America. There was proof and evidence in a court of law, not random airstrikes and a declaration of a forever war that Congress has not authorized and the American people do not want. My constituents and Americans all across our beautiful country are outraged that war crimes may have been committed in our name. 2 people clinging to an overturned boat in the ocean are not a threat to our Navy, the strongest and most powerful on earth. Don't insult our intelligence or our pride. But let me tell you something else Republicans really don't want us to talk about today. Speaker Johnson stripped out a provision in the NDAA that would have provided IVF coverage for service members. Today's Republican-led bill destroyed any hope for a Christmas miracle for the service men and women who just want to have a baby and raise a family. I urge my colleagues to reject this rule, and I reserve.
Gentlelady